Welcome everybody to another Sunday Night Live. Very casual, but today we have a special announcement. So, uh, we're gonna get some pretty cool information on who that is. Just checking everything seems good here. Is it still echoing? Guess not. Okay. So very quickly. Oh, it still sounds echoing. Let me think for a second. Oh, my son played this thing. 1 second, guys. Is this better? Is one way to find out. I can hear myself. Test. It is echoing. Oh. All right. Should be better now. Yep. That's better. Apologize for that. My son was playing with my Rodecaster Pro 2 and had a whole bunch of FX thing, like megaphone, large robot. Anyway, he was messing with things around, but we're all good now. We are all good now. So maybe before I release that, let's do a poll, and maybe you guys can think who it is. There's a lot of people think it's Coach Ray. So let's start a poll. Let's everybody think if it's Coach Ray or not, and then we'll keep moving on to all the other possible names that came up. It's at 50, 56%, and climbing. 46, 41% yes. 56 no. What's new guys' role? Co-host of Sunday Lives? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. And we'll get to that in a second. And I'll close the poll in about a minute. And I just wanted to see what you guys thought of that silhouette. That silhouette may or may not be Coach Ray or whoever. Why don't you go live on East vs. West channel? I think this is too casual to be on the main channel. That's what it is. I think it's too casual. Travis, Ingen, Drew. Could be Drew. It's quite a bit of a... Okay, so I'm going to close it in a few more minutes. But right now it's about 58 yes, no. Are you 2 hours early today? Great. You, GB19, you are correct. I am 2 hours earlier than usual. This is because I needed to make sure that person is able to join us. And it's pretty late at where they are at. Now, does that give you guys a hint? We'll have that person join in a second. Okay, so I'm going to end the poll. It's 57% yes. And, you know, this is pretty fun engagement. The other thing that I want to mention as well. Okay, so John Cal, maybe it's European, but have you thought, could it be Asian, perhaps? Here's okay. So here's another thing that just came up. We confirmed on Wednesday that we will be having a very, very, very prominent person from UFC that will be joining us at our next event after Switzerland. So I'm gonna leave it as that. When we are closer to the event after Switzerland, then we will announce who that person is. But for now, start making all the weird guesses. So there's that. Better. No, it's not Pradeep. So maybe we should invite said person to our chat. Everybody, welcome our new media director, Coach Ray, and apparently king of the EVW.
Yeah,
So
I thought it's the same thing. I thought it's the same thing.
wait,
And
wait, wait,
actually,
wait, wait, wait. The queen of EVW is Jody, so you can be king. Just just throwing it out.
I can be the jester. No, that's Devon.
Yeah, the
Okay.
queen and the jester kind of rhymes too. So, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I'll
so
take it all.
welcome Ray. As we
Hey
said,
guys.
he's the director of media, and some of his responsibilities, some, not all, it's probably too long to name, but he'll be running all our social media campaigns, uh, managing our TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, technically Reddit, and soon it'll be, we have one more that we'll be releasing pretty shortly. But he curates all the videos, making sure the team of editors that we have and also our graphic designers have a certain style. So in the past, it was managed by Adam Silver. Everybody knows Adam Silver. He accepted a job a couple of weeks ago with another fitness influencer in Miami. So, matter of fact, as of right now, he's on his way to Miami right now. So we wish Adam all the best. He will still be involved in EVW on a more part-time basis, but for now, Coach Ray is taking on all of that. So welcome, Coach Ray. Or the one thing that I've never really called you is by your full name other than Coach Ray. Okay. And by the
Hey,
way, the Ray is with a RAI, right?
yeah.
Technically speaking. So is the way to call you by a full name. If correct me if I'm wrong, is it
R-
Raimons Lipins?
Leapinch.
Lipinch.
Leapinch. Yeah, that's
Like
better.
pinch, like pinch.
Yeah. Leapinch. Yeah.
Raimon Lipinch.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of work, Ray. Look at this.
It is a lot of work. It is a lot of work.
Yeah, and
But
people are like, "Who is this? Is he not already at East West? I've seen him before."
makes sense. Makes
Uh,
sense. Yeah.
yeah,
It's
right now,
it's
what
been
what
crazy
time is it?
couple of days, I'll be honest. 2 a.m.
2 a.m. Do you
Yep.
mind if we call you? Do you mind if we just call you Ray?
No, I don't mind that. No.
Where did the whole Coach Ray come about? Did somebody give you that name?
Uh, like I thought it's easier for everyone to call me Ray than Raimond. I thought it's just shorter. And I am a coach, and the first videos I put on online were just all training videos. So I introduced myself as I'm Coach Ray, and just like, and
Oh,
somehow it stick. It wasn't meant to be the whole thing, right? It's kind of weird that I took the whole profession for myself, because whenever someone says a coach in arm wrestling, they automatically the reference point is me. Uh, Probably slowly we're gonna go to Ray, but we'll keep it for now for a little bit.
okay. Because one of the sort of person who gives really good nicknames and it sticks around
He gave
is
me the worst. He
Neil
gave me the
Pickup.
worst.
So I thought Neil Pickup gave it
Effing
to you.
Neil Pickup. No, Neil gave me Rolly Ray.
Rolly Ray.
Mhm.
Why? Because you always top roll or you get rolled over.
Because listen, there's a funnier story to that. So one time, I said voice of arm wrestling, and for some reason, Orion Bowen on a podcast he heard it as Rolls Royce of arm wrestling. And Neil thought it's really funny, and he said Rolly. So there it started, and I was like, "Oh my god, just give me something cool like Falcon or Viper or something." I'm like, "Okay, I guess so."
Falcon.
Yeah,
I mean, Rolls Royce is like literally one of the most prestigious car company in the world. So
could be.
yeah. So maybe one of the things that I want to ask you, and you can share with the, you know,
Hey,
all the
how did
things.
everyone like? I wouldn't guess that's my silhouette. I would never guess that's my silhouette. I even asked Tina. I was like, "Do you think it's me?" And she's like, "I know it's you." I'm like, "Yeah, but I wouldn't know it's me."
Somebody did
But
mention pretty interestingly. They says this silhouette looks like this person has hair, so they start narrowing it down that way.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
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 but
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, sorry,
Um,
sorry. Yeah.
what name are you gonna? Okay, so this is our kind of accountant. It's just
Mhm.
Ray, Ray, Pamela. Thanks for checking in. Uh, okay, so one of the things I want you to share with all our audience is what is how do you see that our media production would start moving towards to, like, what kind of direction you see, the
So
stylistic aspect, the content style. What do you think that would be?
yes, I'm just gonna give what people need to know. I think they're gonna see the rest of it. I'm very happy with you and Robert because I had conversations with both you and Robert, so we're on the same page, and I don't have to double or triple check every time we do the same thing again. So we just know the direction where we're going, and what we're going for is really professional look. Like I want EVW to look as professional as it can be. So so at the start, we're doing with the assets that we have, working with things that we have. There's a big rehaul on YouTube with the thumbnails. We're putting on thumbnails on our official matches. We're releasing some of the matches that are behind. We're putting on some of the highlights. I want everything to look. I want this to be really serious. Is serious as in someone looks from outside and they're like, "Ooh, like this looks like a high-end company." Like that's what I want. That will be the look, right? Again, we're pushing our athletes, we're pushing our champions, we're doing everything for EVW to look better, for athletes to look better. And I think that that will be the kind of things that I'm continuing the things that we have done till now, but I also will implement some changes, some other stuff. So and like Dexter knows, and we might experiment with some stuff. We might see if this works. Good, we keep it. If it doesn't work, not gonna do it. I don't want to keep a thing or do keep doing a thing just because I think it's a good idea, right? But we're gonna follow analytics. We're gonna follow what people think, and yeah, it's gonna take adjusting for me as well because I'm working in a team with people. But it's been great. Like till now, like editors have done their job real well, and graphics. And if people follow, probably they follow on social media, they see we put on some stuff already, and a lot more is coming. And I'm excited. I'm excited because it's a challenge. I'll be honest.
Sure. Here you have a question from Gotham Arm Wrestling. How are you going to make the videos more interesting and get viewer engagement and comments up?
Well, we don't have to make videos more interesting. That's what the athletes do, right? We're gonna be doing some story stuff like we have done in the past with Arm Wrestling Odyssey. So that part is taking over with TVW now. We're gonna again find the best way to tell the story of the athlete. The idea is everyone knows Devon because he's put in so much information about himself and everything outside, but they might not know anyone else. And this is why we're going to do some trips. We're going to do and film some, like, let's say, if someone's pulling on the event, if we can get a week or few days spent with them, how they feel, how they actually train, how they do stuff, like show something for the life, show what is the importance of this match, tell the story. So that will be probably the big change that we will add to EVW channel. Just for people to know, Voice of Arm Wrestling channel will be a little bit on hold. That doesn't mean I'm not going to post anything. It just means I'm not going to be focusing really much to push some kind of content. If I'm going to do Voice of Arm Wrestling content, it's going to be probably training videos, maybe some interviews, maybe some podcasts from time to time. But um, it's not going to be as much content as we have put previously because this takes our attention. So I want this to be running smooth and then I can start focusing on my other stuff. But don't worry, guys, the training videos will still come and technique videos will still come. Like I have to do the things that, I really like, and training stuff is what I really like.
And yes, so for the follow-up questions, Ray will still also be working on his channel with his own training type videos, but he will also we have given him a budget for he and Tina to travel to athletes, do behind the scenes documentaries, short documentaries, just getting to know the athletes a little bit better from a perspective of an arm wrestler, and also on whatever they do on a day-to-day basis, whether it's their full-time job or just what are their hobbies, what do they like to eat, where do they live, how just because all these athletes, they're all humans just like me and you. The only difference is sometimes we cannot connect with them really emotionally, because we see them as, wow, they're superstars, and that's it, but they're
Mhm.
actually humans just like us. They eat regular food like us. They eat McDonald's, well, some of them, but you know what I'm saying. So I think it's quite critical for us to uh not I mean Devin is probably the most exposed athlete of all of them, but there are a lot of strong, great athletes that we don't know very much about, which is why I like to push that narrative of let's have the fans know the athletes a little bit better, because when
Mhm.
they know the athletes a little bit better, they will spend more uh to support them, because Devin is not going to be pulling at every event, right? And we want to make sure that our fans know every athlete possible, and it's not just the North American athletes. And a very critical component about this partnership is that, I mean, we have editors from Lebanon and Germany, editors from Malaysia, Philippines. So we have it's a very very diverse kind of team, and Ray being in Europe, based out of Europe most of the time, allows him to access all the athletes in Europe of much better ease. And
Mm.
you know, and he speaks the language too. Ray, just to clarify to everybody, what languages do you speak?
It's not so complicated. Three languages:
Okay.
Latvian, English, Russian. But I do understand a little bit more, like few more languages. But most people, like, it's very easy. I would say 80% I can converse with either English or Russian, so it's very easy.
You're not wrong, GB19. I'm I'm doing the best I can from beyond the table, but that is just scratching the surface, really, right? It's just barely scratching the surface. Example, right? I did one with, say, Kamil Jablonski. He showed pictures of his workshop and everything, but until you get there and really see things, uh, for instance, he didn't show any pictures or videos of his house, right? You can see how he lives, how he eats, how he treats his how he interacts with his neighbors and family. That's a very different feel, right? We see that all the time with Devin, but I want a little bit. And Camille is actually a pretty decent example. He himself is trying to get out there. So I would say follow all our athletes, not just Devin. Follow all of them, and you'll be surprised what information you get. But yeah, I'm just scratching the surface until somebody gets to be with them face to face. That's really a much different level. Uh,
I'm pretty sure we're gonna grow this operation. I think it's so. Right now, we're kind of getting our foot on the ground and figuring out what is what. But probably it will grow. I think we will have more people doing what I'm doing. So I'll just probably my direction will be to coordinate things, and then I will pull everything together and either edit or do the stuff with it. Because like I'm very like it's for me it's very good because I know Photoshop, I know video editors, I know like all the stuff I can do by myself, but I also can give very easy directions for people how to work. So the idea is I want this to be UFC level. If we can make it to UFC level where we have someone going to houses and on the main matches and films like 3 days of something, then comes back and we have great footage to show for the fans, and it, the build up just gets better and bigger. So that would, for me, that's the dream. That's what I want. We'll see if we get there. We'll try to get there.
yeah, I couldn't say it better. You have a supporter, Sini Kwan Non. Congrats, Coach Ray. You will do an awesome job. You always do. Super excited.
That sounds like
Uh,
a Latvian name. It's a
is it
joke.
Latvian?
No, no,
Okay.
no,
This
no,
person
no.
might
Thank
be
you, thank
Vietnamese.
you. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Um,
Appreciate
yeah.
it.
So another one, storytelling, emotional investment. That's
Yes.
exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. You have a lot of people congratulating you. I think you guys are making a big mistake here. You guys should not be congratulating Ray. Guys should be congratulating us because Ray honored us by accepting this partnership, right? It's our blessing to have Ray to be part of EVW. I think it's the other way around. So
It's listen, guys. For everyone to know, it's been pretty great. Like I started, and then I made a few calls with Dexter. I think on a Friday, I called with Robert, and I was like, Robert, just so you know where the direction is, where I'm going, and he was like, yes. Like everything I get, he's like, yes. And then it's easy for me to navigate this. We'll do whatever Dexter and Robert wants at the end, but I have my vision right now, and we're just gonna test if it works. Some of the stuff we did, like we see it already working, but it's been really good. Like the what I think everyone needs is like for the management to trust the smaller management, and then it's easy, right? Because I'm trying to do my best. I don't want the company to do anything bad, and plus, like my best thing is I have Tina for standards, and I have it all right on my whiteboard. Fucking standards, right? Because I will be something. I'll be like, this is good enough, and she'll be like, it's not good enough, and I'll be like, God damn, it's not good enough. So like I, I have her, so she helps me to pay more attention. And so I was like, okay, because I'm a nice guy, and sometimes it's hard for me to say no to someone, and I'm learning that, and you need that. And I think we have done pretty good things just with that implementation. With me, growing pair of balls or something. I don't know.
someone Pam Pam says do the serious interviews but throw in some funny ones like you did with Devin on A Day in the Life. That was pretty hilarious. For a moment, for the first like 30 seconds, I thought it was like a real
Serious.
video and it was serious.
Yeah,
Like, wow, Devin really sleeps in that late, huh? Okay.
he
And then
does. He actually does.
oh, maybe he
you know,
actually
you know,
does.
like, listen, every joke has a little bit of truth. You know that, right?
Sure.
And that was, I showed him because that's the Ashton Hall famous morning routine. And I show him, I wrote it down, and I was like, I want you to do this. He's like, let's do it. And we filmed it in like less than hour. So, it was fun. It was fun. And some of the stuff there was really fun. I know
Yeah.
Robert liked it.
Yeah,
you know.
there are certain portions that I won't get into that Robert especially likes. but
Yes, yes, yes,
but
yes, yes.
but we'll leave it as such.
Yeah.
The amount of trust that we have for you, it is akin that they always say that we don't hire people so we can tell them what to do. We hire people so they can tell us what to do, right? I think
Mhm.
this really plays into this role where we hired you because we want you to kind of guide me. Because one of the conversations I had with you was like, look, right, Ray, I'm like a baby when it comes to arm wrestling. Like the amount of stuff that I don't know is like a lot, right? I know very little, so I need somebody to kind of hold my hands a little bit when it
Mhm.
comes to arm wrestling. Not just not just the techniques stuff or how strong it is, but it's also camera angles or historical things like, oh, this guy has a beef with that guy. It'll be pretty good if you can play into that kind of storyline. Those are the things that I'm missing quite a bit.
Yeah.
So, uh, you know, thank you
Yeah.
for accepting this role. I think all the fans would be okay. So also to clarify, if something goes wrong, now everybody knows who to blame. If the video is terrible, it's Ray's fault. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just
Like
kidding.
even more like you don't know this because we will have media meeting a few days later, right? But you don't know this since tomorrow. Uh,
Sure.
but I was like, there's going to be few things that I think guarantee will implement in a stream that will help with few things,
Okay.
and it just came with the conversations I had with graphic designers, and as well some of the things that I did. And again, it's going to be some involvement from the fans and some other stuff, and it's going to be really good. 'Cause, the stream will be not the part where I'm involved. There's
Mm.
like I don't know how to do that, but I will double check like graphics and screens and at least give my suggestions where should things be. I want that because I'm also a fan and I watch those videos and some
Sure.
things frustrate me. So we'll do best. We'll do our best.
Yeah, one of the metrics that we are trying to gun for is that 1 million subscriber count.
Yes. Yes. I have set myself a goal. I can't say it when, because first we need to get the whole operation moving, and then I think we can get it. I think we can get it if we can get to by the middle of next year to 500K. Probably at the end of the next year we can get to 700K,
So
maybe even better.
So in less than a year, maybe about 9 months, 9 months, you're thinking we'll hit 500, and then the following 6 months would be, well, sorry,
Yes.
well, the following.
I think because we have almost every day there's going to come out some piece of content, and so it's also going to be really high quality and really what fans want to see. Even though we release some of the back end matches that we had highlights only on EVW channel, so we released full matches, and even those are getting high views and people watching it like they've never seen it before, even though the original videos has 500,000 views. So I'm working really hard because that's one of my goals. If we can hit 1 million, that will be a huge milestone, and that will probably change everything. It will make for the athletes. They also have to understand that the platform is bigger, right?
Yep.
Somehow, like YouTube is still our platform until anything else becomes bigger. It's big. Every time someone does an interview with you, it's really big. So that's what the athletes need to understand and really need to kind of help us to grow it.
Yes. What do you think about what are your plans for athletes who don't speak English, and they're very, very important to the league and the sport? How do we get especially the English speaking audience to get to know some of the non-English speaker athletes? What are your thoughts there?
It is complicated. I think my advice from the day one for every arm wrestler was learn some English. Just learn a little bit of English. It will help you with opportunities. It will help you with your career. Will help you with everything. When I do interviews, because I speak Russian, I rather don't have a translator, but just speak Russian and then do subtitles, because then they can show who they are. But again, subtitles don't convey the tone or expressions, right? So that is a problem. We have pretty good translators from Russian and Georgian. Alex, I think, is probably the best that we have seen. But it is a problem. I would like, I know like it is what it is and we have to do, but if the guys would learn just a little bit, like Hermes wasn't such a big star before he started speaking English, he became a bigger star because he can relate to more and he's funny as hell. And like, like same with Prudnik, same with Kalina, like those guys kind of lean into it. And I would just, what I know from a lot of Eastern arm wrestlers, they're afraid speaking because they think because they don't know someone's gonna make fun of them. And I'm like, no, it's you're trying. Someone not trying is kind of but you trying is really good. Like no one cares what kind of accent you have and what you mispronounce. I mispronounce shit all the fucking time. But we have to get them at least like, please try. If no, we will work with there's some big stars that don't speak English. We really need them anyway. And I think we need all the arm wrestlers. But if English would be the best language to speak on this platform. That's what I feel.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. It's quite
I think
hard.
translators, we work with translators, but because then we have so many different nationalities, right? That we need a lot of translators if the guys don't speak any language,
Yeah,
either English or Russian.
I'm actually hopeful. I'm actually testing out some AI translators for live streams.
Mhm.
So I'm just hopeful that one day that
That
you
could
could
be,
be speaking Russian, but
yeah.
the whole audience is all English, right?
Ooh,
when I speak when I speak English, you only hear Russian. So it's
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
seamless. I'm hopeful it will happen within the next 2 years, but until such time, I think just
Hmm.
generally speaking, we, you know, I do agree that most of the fans right now are mostly English speaking when it comes to where the monetization comes from, primarily North America. Really, that's our biggest pay per view buyers. So we, I mean, like, look, the new AirPods announcement came with the auto translation that happened. Um, it doesn't have a lot of languages yet. I bought it literally just to test it out, but
Hmm.
haven't got a chance to do so yet. But yeah, so you wear it,
Yeah.
and then it auto translate into your ear. So imagine all athletes at the press conference has one of those, right?
Hmm.
And then there is very little downtime of like the energy of like, oh, I'm gonna wreck you
Yes.
on the table. It's like,
Yes.
hold on, pause. I'm translating, and he translates back, and like, oh,
Yeah.
by the way,
Yeah.
he said this, and the energy kind of is
Yes.
gone, which is why Colorado's press conference was so good in my opinion.
Everyone spoke English.
Everybody spoke English. Everybody just went hard, and
Yeah.
they responded quick and snippy.
Yeah.
So one
Yeah.
soon.
Listen, that was the best point ever because I think also what fans some will be like, well, like everyone can learn or something, whatever they learn different language or whatever. It kills the mood. It kills the whole whatever you're trying to achieve. It destroys it because someone has to translate in the middle. So there's always have to be a second person, and that person can try to put your emotions, but it will just kind of feel weird if someone's just trying to imitate. So it is a problem. It is a problem, and I know hopefully technology can solve it in the future. It's
Yeah,
moving pretty fast, so.
yeah. This whole AI thing is pretty good. Somebody mentioned about the auto translation glasses. I actually have one of those. I've worn it on the stream before.
Mhm.
They don't work very, very well. Sometimes it's all off. It gives you a
Mhm.
good gist of what's happening, but not really a good translation where I can accurately argue and debate with somebody. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so having the Europeans a little bit more exposure to the West would be critical. Now, Ray, being from somebody from Europe, is there any lack of exposure of our Western athletes in Europe? Does everybody know? Now, let's not just talk about Devin and those guys, but do they know, say, Joseph Moranto? Do they know Hunter Knopfs?
Well, the smaller names will definitely be less known. It's kind of niche. Like I follow, so I will know. But if you ask most guys that compete on their weight classes, they probably won't know those guys because they're just not big enough names, right? The bigger names that have come over to this side, everyone kind of knows. The same thing happens when you go to that side. If you go over and you do good, somehow everyone in North America knows you suddenly. So it's the same thing as until they have seen you or like you stepped on the ground, no one really knows about you. So the smaller names are not so much known. Even the guys like Justin Bishop, because he exploded pretty big, but still, until he came here for competitions, he was very little known, even though he was pretty big in North America. And I would think in the world of arm wrestling. Yet because he doesn't compete with all the guys at his weight class on WAF Worlds or other competitions, Lodi Tours or whatever, no one kind of knew.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I I think as we are, we are trying to grow it globally. Matter of fact, I think it's one of the bigger challenges that most sport, like say even UFC, for instance, they're usually grown in a regional basis and then expanded into the international market as they grow and grow. But for arm wrestling, it felt like the reverse. It's very international. And then now we are trying to make it into one big family and even more international in the sense
Hmm.
that the East and West knows of each other pretty well. It's
Hmm.
very different way of doing things and usually not advisable, but in this case it is what we have, and it's what we need to keep pushing. So we need exposure of athletes from both sides knowing each other pretty well, else we will struggle to always maintain a consistent growth in arm wrestling, I feel, because it is very evident that our pay-per-view is very card dependent, right? It's like, oh, their favorite athlete's polling, whoever it is, okay, I'm buying it. But if their favorite athlete's not polling, then they don't buy it. I think we need
Mhm.
to shift that into that they like multiple of our athletes. And I think one way to do so is to do exactly what we've discussed, is bringing more athletes into the exposure.
Tell the
Some
stories.
Yeah, some of the questions that we have for you is, hold on, I'm trying to scroll up right now. Yeah, another one that people mention is Ali Jan, right? So he's a very well-known athlete, even in the West, right?
Mhm.
He's a very well-known athlete in the West, even despite not speaking English. Can you only imagine if he spoke English? I think you would be way up high in the RMS,
Yes,
level for sure.
yes, yes. Because like he's a very interesting guy when you speak with him, and it's very hard to convey exactly what he's saying. The same with like with Morozo, right? I hang out. I think he's clever. I think he's funny. Everything, but when you translate or put subtitles, you can get some hints of it. But the thing is, he sometimes speaks in poetry. I remember like the first East versus West, you'd ask me to translate for him, and he would say like a small poem, and I'm like, dude, like what do you want from me? Like, how can I translate this? So and it's almost impossible. Even I know Alex was like thinking like how to go there. So yeah, it is a problem, and I don't know. I don't know. We also, the thing is, we are kind of small still
Mhm.
for having ability that we will have all the time. Let's say dubbing, someone talks over, right?
Yep.
Especially when you do pre-match interviews and post-match interviews, and you have to get them out like in a day. It's almost impossible. So we're doing what we're doing right now. We're trying our best. I know in YouTube there is a function right now, auto translate. I heard it's not great. I haven't tested out on some stuff, but I see like Hermes posts a video. He speaks Italian, and it automatically translates to English. And I was like, "Oh, this is not so bad." Like it's because again, YouTube, huge platform, and they could test it out on millions of videos at the same time, right?
Yep.
Where others have to do like smaller sample sizes. So probably that system will be the system that helps us. So I think it's also on our videos on yeah.
So somebody GB19 asked, will it be YouTube documentaries on EVW channel? Yes, those are Ray's production is a lot higher than mine. This kind of live stream. So yes, it will be in EVW channel. Another person that's asking a non-media related question, but it's arm wrestling related question. Ray, is there an element of luck in arm wrestling?
Of course, there's always this element of luck. Uh, there's I think there's yeah. Let's call it luck, because sometimes you can say, oh, I was just lucky, right? Because you can arm wrestle someone, and the vector or position where you're going is the position they're not defending. So it's a good luck. You hit it right where you need it to, right? Sometimes you defend it, you can't go nowhere. So, and plus there's luck in a draw, there's luck on a side, there's luck what referee sees, what the referee doesn't see. So there's a lot of luck involved. But it's like if you're really good, that luck comes down to 1, maybe 2% of the things you need to win. If you're really strong, doesn't matter. Luck doesn't matter.
I've always heard of this thing. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity.
hmm
So
hmm
luck just doesn't magically happen.
Yeah. Some say, well, like, oh, you got lucky. Like, dude, like I trained my ass off for like years. What do you mean, right? How
Right.
you get so? But sometimes you will say, like, I got really lucky, because you feel like something happened that gave you an opportunity, right? You have to take those opportunities. A lot of people don't take those opportunities.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, one of one of the best pianists in the world, probably the most famous right now, Lang Lang. He was a nobody, and then there was the very big, I think, concert or symphony, and the main pianist got sick, and so he filled it in. And ever since he filled in, he became a superstar, right? And everybody says, "Oh, you're lucky that the main guy got sick." Well, the way that I looked at it is like, well, he was ready for it. He prepared, he trained really hard, because I mean, for every athlete out there, think of it this way, right? If an athlete that's on our card gets injured, right, we'll start going down that list. So even if you're not immediately, receiving a phone call from Robert, whoever, the phone call might happen because somebody got, injured or whatever. So that's exactly what it is, right? Prepare.
Fun fact: last year after Atlantic City, Dexter took us to a piano shop in New York. We were walking around. Remember, you're like, we have to go in there. We're like, let's go in there. It's
Yeah,
raining.
there's not too many. I own one of those pianos, and I really love piano, even though I'm not a very good pianist. So I've never been to one official store before, so I decided to go check it out. I've only watched
Yeah.
YouTube videos about it. So yeah, that's not that fun. It's piano. Somebody asked, are the match re-uploads or old videos or re-edited? So a lot of the videos, some of them resides outside of our official channel, right? And so we are bringing those videos back as the companies are consolidating into one channel. So EVW Sports YouTube channel would host all King of Table and East versus West matches going forward. That's what we're doing, and we're releasing it in batches, so everybody gets, it's like your favorite movie, watching it over and over again. Like every Christmas, you have that favorite movie of yours. Maybe some of this matches be like reliving everything. So, oh, I forgot that happened.
Yeah, I saw from the comments. I see like a lot of people like they're watching Jerry versus Gennady, and they're like, "Oh, Jerry's really really good." Like they forgot about it. But we're also using this opportunity as push the athletes that are on the card. So we prepare some shorts, and it goes together with the main video if it hasn't been posted, the full video. So we're just pushing both out. So sometimes it's going to come out like there's going to be some promotional piece either to get a short with the full video, sometimes not. So we're trying to get at the end of the back catalog and get everything out, but it will take probably a year or something to get everything out because new videos are still coming in. So.
Yeah, and also to increase interaction with the community, one thing that we have been doing is having a Discord channel. So if anybody doesn't know what Discord is, it's an application where we could have a video call, group call. It could be us sharing screen. So it's a very kind of, I would say, casual way for people to interact. Reddit's another channel that we start pushing slowly, and such as like match ideas, right? Robert, and especially Robert wants to, he reads them, and he wants to find out what the fans wants to see, what matches they want to see. So that's also another thing that I want to make sure that everybody's, if they're on Discord already, join it. If not, Reddit's totally fine as well. There are a lot of questions I had this. That was like 20 minutes ago. The last couple shorts are much better than the previous style. Okay, well, that's all Ray's work. So Ray started about, it's been a week, right?
I think Wednesday we posted first one, yeah. Because I went through and watched what I think works, and we just trying to get through it, and that's what we're going. I think it's cleaner, just the match. People just want to see the match, and I have just find the matches, find for who to do it. Tina does the edits, and yeah, that's pretty much the style we're going to go forward to. There's going to be subtle changes from event to event, but I was watching like today. We put on Ibrahim versus Sandris. That's a great video. That the third round was amazing. Like. And we see it like on all platforms, it's blowing up. So we're like, yes, gold. We struck gold. So it's pretty good.
Right. Somebody asked GB19, Dexter, do you play the piano? I try to play the piano, just like I try to arm wrestle. Now, does that really mean I play it? Yeah, I can. That's around.
What's better, your arm wrestling skills or your piano skills?
Oh, by far piano. My arm wrestling
Okay.
is nobody. But one thing though that just like one of the things that I don't know who I was the one who taught me. I think maybe Robert, who's the one who kind of like gave me this guide. I says, how do I get better at arm wrestling? And he says, you need to live and breathe arm wrestling. So everything you do, it needs to think about arm wrestling. So
Mhm.
an example would be, right, I'll be walking home from Walmart, and instead of
Mhm.
carrying my my groceries bag just on the side here,
Have it like
I'm
this.
holding it like this, and I'm just walking to my car, right?
Yeah.
Those are the things like you're living and breathing arm wrestling, and that's how you slowly get better. Now, better overnight? No, probably not. I don't aspire to be on EVW's main stage because I'm a little bit aware of my situation. Maybe in 30 years I might be like Todd Hutchings, maybe, maybe,
Yeah.
but not
You
right
have
now.
too much. You have too much hair. You have to. That comes with. You have to let go of the hair. It's just,
Maybe that, but like it's Samson. I get stronger with my hair, so I'm the
Mm.
opposite. But point being is, I think there's a lot of arm wrestling concepts that everybody can. Maybe one day I'll do a quick video on how my other computer desk is. That I got straps just tied to the post of the table,
Mhm.
and I don't know if Ray saw it on our last company meeting, and I'm just like working on a little bit of pronation, some back pressure with
Mhm.
those rubber straps. I mean that's I think a really good advice in anything. When I was doing piano and I was when I had to go drive to work and everything, I would not only just listen to the music, but my fingers would start tapping on my just anywhere, just like imagining I'm playing the piano. So I think this whole concept of living and breathing something that you want to get better at, that's great. So for this week, uh uh I'm going to show you this picture. Okay? And so that everybody knows that this is legitimate, but until I can until I can pull that up, I want everybody to guess, not in this live comments, but in the main comments later after the stream is done. Guess, and they need to get all three right, because the first two might be pretty easy. The third one is going to be a little bit more difficult. Guess my top three favorite composers of all time. Piano, like I'm going to narrow it down a little bit. Classical composers, and I'm going to give you one clue. My top favorite one is a reason why I reached out to Kamil Jablonski and says, "Hey, can we figure out how to host an EVW event in Poland?" So one of them is from Poland. Anyway, casual speak.
I'm not even gonna try. My culture is just pronation, supination, man. So that's the whole culture. I
You know who has
yeah.
surprised me many times is Devin. It seems like he's a walking encyclopedia at times. He probably could name you 20 classical composers right off the top of his
Hmm.
head, right? I
Hmm.
oh I
Hmm.
I also know Auden plays the piano, so I'm not sure if
Yes,
Devin plays the
Auden
piano.
plays. But he's pretty
Oh,
good. Auden
yeah,
plays pretty good.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He was playing. I was singing. I remember in Florida. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. No. Don't mention it here. I'm gonna check in the main comments after the live stream is over, not the live stream messages. Uh, how often do you train with others? Well, I try to train as often as I can. When you talk about others, serious training, not as often as it was like. There were times where I train very often, and there'll be times where like I'm so busy and it's only once a month. But
Mhm.
every Saturday, it used to be easier when it was Thursday, but they moved it to Saturday, and Saturday is kind of my family day, so it's a little bit more challenging. But when it was Thursday, I would try to go almost every week or so. But I mean, everywhere, like people who knows me pretty well, like today I was at church, right? And everybody knows that I'm involved in arm wrestling. So instead of like shaking hands, I would like go this way and grip the arm, and then they just start
Mhm.
messing around a little bit. I think that's living and breathing arm wrestling. Um,
That's pretty good. That's pretty
I
good.
mean, I mean, now that, well, one of the biased reasons to get Coach Ray on the team is so that I can get one-on-one training with one of the best, I guess. I mean, so if I'm not doing very well in arm wrestling, it's his fault.
I'll see you in Swiss. I'll see you in Switzerland.
Yeah, for
We'll
sure.
get on table.
Another question that I have is that now that you're curating the videos, now
Mhm.
what are your thoughts on people using some of our full matches for their videos?
Well, I think it, if it's some kind of edit, if it's a video, if it's a video essay or something, but if it's just a rip off, I don't think that's okay. I think if you add something, like, we can do the reaction videos or something, you have to add something, you have to show something, right? Eventually it grows things, and in YouTube they're pretty, how to say, they kind of know what kind of content to use, and it's very easy to think to get rid of it. It used to be eras of compilations. Everyone was doing compilations. I was doing compilation videos because it was just the thing to do, right? And then they kind of like, you can't do it if you don't add anything to it, and even the music, right? So I do think that there's so much edits, especially like on shorts and everything. I I'm positively sure one of the reasons why Devin Larratt got so big is because there's random people making videos about him. Devin didn't have to do a single video edit about himself. There's 50 or 100 people have done it already. If and I see it like with some of the like bigger social media guys like Schoolboy, Akimbo, or whatever. Like they will have people have done edits for them. I think that is kind of stage where what we want. We want that, because then it just helps us. It pushes out the athlete, and the athlete is an EVW, right?
Right.
Um, yeah, but I don't like when it's just grossly copy paste, or just after the event. I think, yeah, you should be copyright strike for that. If it's gross and you didn't do nothing, you didn't add nothing, you're just trying to make some buck, maybe from monetization or something. That's, yeah, we will probably crack down on it.
Let's do this, because even uh that kind of level of taking part of the match and making it the video, and you said you add some flair to it. Let's maybe make a video for everybody else to see the contrast of, see this video, it's a blatant rip off, and this
Mhm.
video where they broken up into so many pieces and analyzing it separately, those are acceptable. So then it becomes a guide for people to see that this is the line that need to follow in order to not get copyright stricken. uh,
Yeah.
I'm very all into having a clear expectations or rules and policies, so people don't feel like, I don't know if I'm gonna make a video of EVW stuff, because I don't want to get my
Mhm.
channel banned and whatnot. And I think you're right. I've also spoken to Devin about his channel and whatnot, and it's right. Collaboration. J- Also, guys, just so you know, everybody out there, it's a very new function that happened not too long ago. I don't know exactly when, but YouTube now allows collaboration. YouTube, not Instagram, but YouTube. So if you have a video that you think it's worthy of collaborating with EVW, do so. Okay, do so. Note that note that 100% of the from the monetization still goes to the original uploader, namely you, but you will have access to our subscribers and our followers. So that way you don't feel like, oh, we're going to split the money with.
Mhm.
No, 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 no. That's not happening.
Mhm.
What we want is, at least like in my perspective, and I think Ray can also agree, we are still considered an esport, and so there is no sense in trying to gatekeep a lot of our content. Now, if it's a blatant ripoff, then no. But I want
Yeah, it's just
everybody out
someone
there
downloaded and
creating.
reposted it. No,
Yeah,
no.
exactly. So more and more people creating more and more contents
Yeah.
that we can you know, and they'll reach to some non-arm wrestlers who get excited. That's how we grow the sport. So let's uh whenever you create a video, think about if you want to collaborate. Now, if we don't, I hope nobody gets offended if we don't do so. But collaboration is a really important thing. If you're doing things on Instagram as well, if you think it's good for promotion, for our promotion, do the same thing. Collaborate with our main account, right? And we'll share it out. Saves us some work, essentially. We love promo videos, so and if you're a budding new, channel, we'll still collaborate with you as long as the content is good.
Yeah, I think it's just there's things you can add, right? And if you add something real, like if you add value, it's always like this. If you add value, like why the hell not? And then it becomes really interesting for everyone. Because there's like if some bigger, I don't know, channels or someone does really good video or some kind of whatever it is analysis of some kind of matches or some kind of stuff, probably it would be something we would collaborate with. But yeah, I will check everything, and everything needs to be up to standards. Effing standards.
Yes, the standards needs to be clear, and also Ray and Tina would be the one that's going to be approving the collaboration. So make sure
Yeah.
standards. Uh,
Yeah.
There's also a comment about Alex and Schoolboy. Yes, we reached out to Alex and Schoolboy. When was it? I think last week to get going on their US visa. So Schoolboy just barely moved to Moscow like a month ago or a couple of weeks ago. So he's unpacking and repacking. So hopefully that would be a a good thing that once he gets his US visa, we'll see a lot more of him. I'm not sure Speeden. Who is Speeden? Coach Ray versus college wrestlers, pros versus Joes. I think they're just coming up with like new content.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly don't. Oh, who's this guy? Oh, this is Alex.
Alex is there. Hey,
So,
Alex.
yeah, so Alex and Schoolboy with me, all three of us, we had a small powwow. It was it last weekend. We were just playing some Dota 2, and that's when I was trying to like, dude, you gotta get your US visa, bro. You gotta do the application, get the interview going. Gotta try to grab you to one of our events pretty shortly. So I think he is. I think Alex is thinking that Schoolboy's next opponent is Derek Smith. I think that's what he's thinking. So, oh no. He just is. It's me, but but yeah. I think we this week I wanted to announce that this Ray coming on board, but I didn't want to do it preliminarily until Ray officially comes on as as one of our team members, because we need a lot of help. The sport is growing faster than it's a lot faster than what people think. I think I showed that if you go to trends.google.com and you just type in arm wrestling, you'll see that the chart has been going steadily since, and to this effect, we have to give Ingen that credit, right? Ingen and everybody who was involved. I think Neil was the one who gave him the idea. Don and Larry Wheels and even Adam with the King of Table, who started the pay-per-view platform. I think a lot of these guys, even Pradeep, who helped help start the YouTube channel and whatnot. So there's a lot of people who brought arm wrestling together all into one central place, and about 4 years ago, and that's when you can see that the distinct climb of viewership. So I think we have a very important job here to not let all the fans down, to keep pushing forward and to give good content out there. So Alex did agree with me. Derek Smith would be a cool match. So there's that. Oh, well, okay. So, I want to slowly wrap things up, because Coach Ray is it's probably 3 a.m. there right now, and he needs to
Beauty
go to bed.
beauty sleep. The beauty
Yeah,
sleep.
yeah.
No.
I don't know. Somebody just mentioned that you
Okay.
look a little older.
I haven't shaven in a week, and I instantly look older.
Shade.
I don't.
You look
Yeah,
clean
I
shaven to
know.
me,
I know.
but you're probably gonna be on your own channel. You're gonna be blaming like my new bosses are like tyrants and dictators and making me work overtime. That's why I look older.
Hmm.
But
I'm making notes right now.
uh-oh. Uh-oh. So
Tweeting about right now.
somebody's asking when we will see a King of the Table event. So that's a great question. I was just talking with Robert yesterday on planning the next King of the Table event. It would not be an East versus West format. It would be completely different. We until and you kind of know me by now. Until something's finalized, I don't like to reveal that with like absolute certainty. But I can give you taste and sort of a caveat that we are talking about it to a certain degree, but nothing's finalized yet. So there's that. So a lot of people are asking, you haven't shaven in a week. That'd be pretty funny.
What can I say?
So
Great
we
genetic.
are looking into Vegas, but Vegas right now it's pretty affordable. So we are looking to Vegas, but we are looking to have a home base. A home base meaning like at least once a year we'll have an event at
Mhm.
this place. So we are thinking. Robert was discussing should we have it in Vegas because right now it's cheap. But when the economy picks back up, and then we might be tossed aside. So we were thinking maybe it should be Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City is there's a big airport hub for Delta, and technically, that Robert and I lived in Salt Lake City, so we have a biasness because we
Mhm.
can arrange everything ahead of time from food to hotel to venue and AV team. That's super easy, and it's probably a lot cheaper. So there's that. Japan, I was talking to Kanai, and he was saying that having sponsors in Japan is pretty challenging. So South Korea might be a little bit more likely, actually. So one day we will have an event in Asia. I promise you guys that. From an Asian guy, I will try to find an Asian location. Could be Kazakhstan, because isn't Kazakhstan technically Asia?
It is Asia, yeah. Yeah.
It could be
India
Kazakhstan.
is Asia.
India is Asia. So I know somebody mentioned about China. If we had China brought in, we can blow up the channel in within the next month. Uh, one thing is the Chinese are unable to purchase our pay-per-views right now. Well, they can't even access our site, so that's a challenge. So Valen Low, he went to China to do some arm wrestling training and some sort of a publicity event. And so
Mhm.
he's looking into finding a partner in China to help resell our stream to the Chinese people. So that would be helpful. I'm also in talks with a few Russian people. One of the Russians, uh, they want to do broadcasts. So one guy wants to do it broadcasts, another person wants to do pay-per-view, but only to the Russians. The thing is, right now our system, because it's tied to an American bank account, it's not able to directly receive Russian credit cards. So the Russians have no way to watch our stream. So we have found a kind of a workaround. So I'm playing with things to make sure that even our Russian fans have the ability to watch our stream without going through piracy. So there's that. Um, any news on John competing again soon? I spoke with Robert about this yesterday. I'm not sure if it's public information, but Robert believes that John will be back. That's Robert's opinion.
That's good.
Crypto as a workaround with credit cards, that could be a possibility, right? So one of the ways that we are thinking for those countries who we cannot receive direct cash or credit card, we would have coupons, unique coupons that we will sell the coupon. Well, we'll pass it off to our Russian counterpart, and our Russian counterpart would be the one selling the unique coupons manually, and then they'll funnel some of that money back to us. So I want to make sure that everything's legal and proper. I'm not here to talk about politics. That's not my role. I'm only focused on the arm wrestling community, and so I want to make sure that arm wrestlers around the world, Russia, China, doesn't matter, they all have access to, EBW sports. Hey Dexter, can you make improvement to make the belts look better? Kevin, you're not totally off base here. You're not totally off base. We are searching for a belt, custom belt manufacturer. We have ideas on how to change things a little bit. So there is that. There is that. What do you say to a repeating arm wrestling circuit like F1? That's kind of what we are thinking right now. Now, everybody needs to understand that Robert and I have only started taking over way less than a year of EBW Sports, right? So until we really have the opportunity to, go through, 1 or 2 years of weeding out all the partners that we like. For instance, the crowd in Chicago was absolutely nuts. It was packed, and we had an overflow. A lot of fans were disappointed because they traveled far and the venue was full, right? And there was like a fire code, so we couldn't let people in. People were upset. Well, some people were upset, and people tried to buy tickets at the last minute, thinking that it was always going to be available. They were wrong. But the hotel, as you guys all know, was a pain to work with. So needless to say, we will not be back at the same venue, right? But we will still do another one in Chicago. Okay. Now, to give you another idea, is say like Atlantic City. So in Atlantic City, I think I can probably mention this. In Atlantic City, we had a great time in Atlantic City for King of the Table 13, and the sports commissioner there absolutely loved us. Okay. They wine and dine Robert when he was there for a special event, and to the point where the sports commissioner himself is putting pressures on the hotels, right? Saying that, hey, if East vs. West goes to your hotel, make sure you give them a crazy good discount, right? We're talking about like discount like we've never seen before. When we have everything in writing, that's when we'll announce those. But it's those relationships that Robert and I will be like, let's do another event in Atlantic City because they are great partners, right? So once we've gone through several of those cycles, then we will know the schedule for the whole year, right? And people can start planning their vacations or their off days or their PTOs to match those travel dates, and they will kind of know that it's at the same venue most of the time. We might still add some flexibility in there, but you are absolutely correct. That's kind of how we want to do things, and it'd be very easy. It'd be like, rinse and repeat. So
It would be much easier for everyone then, right? You can plan a year ahead or something.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So it will give us some time. I cannot guarantee you that we'll have everything nailed down within the next year, but that's the only way to move forward in a fast manner. I'm gonna start wrapping up pretty closely, shortly. Ray, do you have any last thing that you want to just address to the people before we kind of end it?
No, not really. I think we keep doing what we're doing. I'm really thankful for support. I never knew we would grow to be this big and have this much impact. And this whole thing is my life, which is crazy. That like I don't really have hobbies. I don't have anything else. I just have arm wrestling. It's just arm wrestling training, arm wrestling, everything. So I'm just happy for this opportunity, and I'll try my best to bring this to another level, and that's what we're gonna do. And I'm happy for opportunity one more time, Dexter. Thank you, thank you.
No, and well, thank you for joining us. But before we end, like, share, and subscribe to not just this channel, because it really helps me get the word out on several announcements just like this. But also join our Reddit channel plus our Discord,
Discord.
and any suggestions, put it there. Uh, Private message me on Reddit. I check it every couple of times a week so that we can improve, right? Some of the things that actually from this kind of casual live stream, it's where I was like, that's a good thing. So let's slowly implement that. I won't
Mm.
assume to know everything there is to managing part of EVW, but that's why I need fans like you guys to keep throwing ideas at me. And I just hope you guys don't feel rejected if I don't take and apply your ideas immediately. But keep them coming, keep them coming. I love this engagement, and with that, I say have a good rest of the week with you guys, and we'll see you next week. Thanks,
Yeah.
thanks, Ray.
Strong love, Armstrong, guys. Bye.
Thanks. Oh, I have to show mine now. That's so
That is how you do it. That's
weird.
how you do it.